Patch 10.1.5 is right around the corner, and along with it are coming a ton of new changes to the game. In this video, we're going to be going over my 10 favorite features for this patch. Do keep in mind that this list is not in any kind of particular order, I just kind of put them all together, so it's not going to be a case of, the worst to the best ones. So with that, let's just jump right in. So our first one we're going to talk about is the allied race restrictions have been removed. Now before, to get the allied races unlocked, you had to actually do some rep grinds. However, Blizzard has changed it, so you no longer need to do these rep grinds, and instead the only thing you have to do now is you have to have a level 40 character on any of your servers to unlock the quest lines. And still, just having a level 40 character as the only restriction now is way better than it was before. I guess you could say that it still kind of sucks for a brand new player to the game, but at least this way, now they actually have something to work towards if they want to play one of those races. This next one is pretty basic. It's something that comes with pretty much every patch in this game, and that is class changes. With patch 10.1.5, there are a ton of balance tuning for pretty much every class. Some of them are getting a bunch of buffs, and some of them are getting nerfs. Either way, it's going to be really interesting to see how this shakes up the meta with what's good and what's bad in the raid and with Mythic Plus. Dragon riding has been a huge success for World of Warcraft, and it's a feature that's probably just going to be a staple for the game going forward. With patch 10.1.5, we are one step closer to having dragon riding in the old zones. If you want to be technical about it, with this patch it is going to be in the game. However, it's going to be kind of restricted, so you will be able to use dragon riding in the old zones, but it's only going to be for races, and it's a specifically timed event. So you're not going to be able to use dragon riding to just fly around and just do random things. It's only going to be tied to this specific race. I wouldn't worry too much about this one because if I was a betting man, I would say we'll have full-fledged dragon riding in the old zones by the end of this expansion. Blizzard decided to do some quality of life improvements to the game, and one of them is going to be with the mount riding skills. Before you had to go to the trainers to learn the skills when you hit certain levels, but now Blizzard has actually just made it all automatic. So at level 10, you'll automatically learn apprentice riding, level 20, journeyman riding, level 30, expert riding, and level 40, you will learn master riding. This is going to make the leveling experience way more smoother. No longer are you going to have to stop your leveling and go back to one of the major cities to pick up the new riding, and then go back to whatever you were doing. Now you can just hit that level and automatically have it. It's also worth mentioning that at level 30, you will automatically receive a quest called Time to Fly, which will reward you with a flying mount. For the Alliance, you'll be getting the Harbor Griffin, and for the Horde, you'll be getting the Scarlet Petrodax. Another new awesome feature coming to this patch is going to be cross-realm trading. That's right, you guys are now going to be able to trade items and gold amongst people that are in different servers as long as you're on the same region. This is Blizzard just trying to break down more barriers and make things more accessible for players. With each new day, we are slowly crawling towards a mega server for World of Warcraft, and specific servers not really mattering anymore. Now if you ask me, not to derail this video too bad, I personally think we're going in the wrong direction. I think having a strong server identity makes games like World of Warcraft way more fun, and with it brings a stronger sense of community. But either way, that is a video for another time, so let's just move on to the next one. It seems like Blizzard is putting all of those new hires to good work because we are getting a ton of new cosmetics. There are a bunch of new hats and just a ton of different miscellaneous items that are showing up on the PTR, and me personally, the one that gets me the most excited is actually the shoulders of Ragnaros have popped up on the PTR. So I guess that means I'm going to be going back to the Firelands raid and trying to farm those for his shoulders. I decided to put these two together because they're kind of similar, but we're getting a Mage and Holy Paladin rework. At least slightly. They're not, super in-depth reworks like how we got with the Ret Paladin, but Blizzard are putting a bunch of work into Holy Paladin and all three Mage specs. Now I personally haven't had time to sit down and test these out, but I have heard from people that main these classes, and from what I understand, they're pretty good changes. Mage specifically is feeling really good, and just the fact that they got rid of Rune of Power finally is almost a reason in and of itself to just go back and play. Warlock players should be pretty happy with the fact that they are getting a whole new quest line to unlock customization for their pets. These customization options look really cool, and once you have completed the quest line, you'll be able to customize your pets in any barbershop around the world. And what is a top 10 list without a brand new spec for a new patch? That's right, we are finally getting the new evoker spec, the Augmentation Evoker. Just to remind people, this is the buffer/debuffer spec that's coming to the evoker class. And what's crazy is this spec, before it's even gone live, has been hit with a huge nerf bat. So their mastery actually got cut in half, so it's going to be really interesting to see where they're at when the patch goes live. And then finally, my last one for this list is going to be the new Mega Dungeon. From what I've seen, this Mega Dungeon looks super awesome, and there's going to be just a ton of stuff that's involved with this dungeon. It'll be broken down into probably 2 dungeons for Mythic Plus, and alongside it, it looks like we're going to be getting some pretty powerful trinkets that are going to be coming out of this dungeon. I personally haven't had a chance to run through the dungeon myself, mainly because I kind of want to experience it when it's live because it just looks really fun. But from everything that I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a really awesome one. So there was my list of the top 10 features coming from this new patch. However, before you guys leave, I do have one honorable mention that I want to talk about. But before we do that, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you guys found this video entertaining and you guys want to see more stuff like this in the future. So that honorable mention that I wanted to talk about is the new myth tracked items. It's looking like with this new patch, Blizzard is adding a further way for players that are Mythic Raiders to upgrade their gear. On this new myth track, you'll be able to upgrade your gear from 441 plus all the way up to 447. So it looks like Blizzard is just trying to create more incentives for people to Mythic Raid. So there you guys have it. That is my list of my top 10 features for this next patch that I'm most excited about. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you guys got this far, I really appreciate you. And with that, we will see you guys later.